Hey. So this is part two of Why Men Need Other Men. I kind of the first part video you can go ahead and watch if you haven't seen it, but it kind of was going overboard. I think I don't like making videos past the 15-minute mark, and I knew that I had so much more to say because this is a passionate topic for me. Um, but yeah, this is the part two, so feel free to go watch the part one if you haven't watched it. But one thing I was talking about in the part one is about how it's important you have men in your life that can hold you accountable, that can let you know when you're not doing anything right. Like yesterday, I had a conversation with my friend. For a good 20 minutes, he was just pouring out his heart. And all I do, and I like talking, I was just listening, pouring out his heart, telling me what he thinks about himself and everything. And it was up to me to give him objective feedback. And I gave him objective feedback. Yo, man, you're critical on yourself. I get it. You're comparing yourself. I do it as well. Blah, blah, blah. He's comparing himself with me. I'm comparing myself with him. We're competing against each other. We're trying to be, because we want to be better. But we're open enough to say, hey, I'm competing with you. I see how you do it, but I ain't mad. I just want to get that thing that you have too for myself. So teach me. And I'm telling him, oh shit, I look at you too. And that kind of thing. And we're not mad at each other. We competing. I said we are comparing. Let me correct myself. We compete where we don't compare. We don't hate on each other. We compete. We're like, okay, you got that. Okay, good. Competence. We want to be competent people. And he poured out his heart. We talk about from relationships, girls, money, life, family. And I give him my 5 cents. And by the end, he was just like, man, thank you for this. I got friends like that. I've got another friend, Musti. Yo, I could call Musti. Me and Musti can be sitting down here and argue about, oh my God, this, and we'll Google it, get the answer. We're not hating on each other. We'll talk about what it is we want to do with each other. We'll talk about what we want to improve on. He will tell me he just got this, he's got this advisor, that kind of thing. All right, this is what he's doing at work. This is what he's building at work. Oh, this is what I'm doing, my product. If I build a product, I just built a SaaS product recently. I sent him a link. Yo, try it out. He's giving me feedback. He's telling me what I should think about, what I should not think about. That's the only reason why I rate his advice is competence. He has proven himself over time that he's worth my time, and I have proven myself over time that I'm worth his time. I've known him since primary school. But we've always grown. If I grow higher, I take him along. If he gets a promotion, he takes me along. We're always growing each other. I always say it's like a race. When you get ahead, you throw the rope back to pull somebody else. But for you to pull the person has to be in the race. So we're both in the race. And I always tell him, I say, it depends. Whoever makes it first is going to drag the other person. That's what we owe ourselves, as long as that other person is willing. I don't hate on him. Great guy, got a great job. I got other friends like that. My friend Toma. I got my friend Aziz. Like that. He was getting married. He was telling me, yo, man, I don't want you to come. It's coronavirus is too much. I'm like, hell no. If you're getting married in Antarctica, I'm going to show up. And I did. Because there's things that we've been through. These guys come through for me. You have to have friends like that. If Musti calls me and says, I'm donating $1,000 to charity and I need you to bring $500, I'm not doubting him. Because I trust that he's already done the thinking needed. Whatever he says is trust that we build over time. If my friend Thomas is telling me, yo, there's a business opportunity, you need to invest in this, I trust that he's thought about that. Every time I've not listened to my friends, and I don't listen to them all the time. Like sometimes I remember when one of my friends was telling me not to buy GameStop. And I bought it and I lost money. And he was like, I told you so. So next time he said, hey, buy Palantir. Man, I went ahead and I bought Palantir and I did make money. So that kind of thing. We lose together, we win together. If they come in here to London, I don't tell them to buy a hotel. I say, hey, man, I got a couch that becomes a bed. Right? Like you can see, I've got a couch that turns into a bed. Things like that. And, yo, you don't need to pay for a hotel room. You're sleeping in my house. Except that's not what you want. It's free. I ain't charging you. That's what I mean by a tribe. There I have they don't need to be a lot. One or two. Because men, we don't really talk too much. We're different. We're not really like the one to stew into our emotions. We just really want to solve a problem. That's just how we operate. So you need friends that are gonna tell you, hey man, I think you're cheating on your girl. I think that's bullshit. Look, you're my friend, but I think if you want to let like your girlfriend go, let her go. But I don't think you should be cheating. I think she's a good girl. I think she doesn't deserve this thing that you're doing. That's what I'm gonna tell you. I'm not like you gonna tell them your mind. Things that you're gonna tell them straight up. Hell yeah. Straight up. If my friends are messing around, I'm gonna tell them straight up. When I'm going through my things with maybe my girlfriend or whatever, they tell me. I'm not saying that's the case, but like if I was ever going through that, they'll tell me straight up. Hey man, I think this is not right for you because XYZ. Because you have other men that will hold you accountable for when you don't feel much about yourself, or when you feel too much about yourself, they'll bring you down to reality. But for you to participate in such a tribe or a wolf pack, you need to be useful to the wolf pack. If you're useless to the wolf pack, nobody's going to allow you to enter their tribe. You have to bring something of use, or you signal that you are willing to be useful. You understand? Because other men, they recognize upcoming other men, like upcoming men that have potential value. I have mentors like Bola and and Justin. These are people that I've met maybe a couple of times in my life, but they're older than me. They've achieved more in life. But we are able to connect because when I speak to them, I'm trying to learn. I'm signaling to them that, hey man, y'all seen so much more life. I want to learn. I want to become better. So they're like, okay, he's useful here, here, here. And they bring me on, they put me on game. They put me on game. If there's a WhatsApp group, they're putting me on game. You understand? If there's an opportunity, they put me on game. If it's time to get feedback, they put me on game. If there's an opportunity out there, there's a grant, there's whatever, there's a job, they're putting me on game. Why are they putting me on game? Because over time, I'm showing them a little bit that, hey, I might have something to offer. And I'm also, it's a two-way street. I'm putting them on game for things they don't know. Hey, they want to build a mobile app. Guess who they're calling? Hey, what do you think we should use? I'm like, oh yeah, because that's my area. That's my expertise. And it goes beyond just personal. You start to then get into beyond business. You start to get even personal. You start to meet each other's families, right? I feel very honored when sometimes I meet certain people and they invite me to their home. That shows you that I find you that much useful that you're inviting me to your home. I take that thing serious. Every year I go to America, there's a specific set of people I work with. I go see them in their houses every year. Amazing people, like traditional American Republican style people. We go bang bang, shoot the guns and all of that, and they invite me to their home. We eat, we do business. Because I'm honored. I always tell my mother, these people are like in their 50s and 60s, but I'm honored they're willing to drive me in their sports car and all of that because they find something useful in me. I'm helping them make money and they're helping me become richer. Every relationship is what's it called? It should have benefits. If you are not benefiting from anybody, don't do that relationship. Whatever it is, somebody has to be bringing something to the table. In every relationship, romantic, obviously family is a little bit different, but even family, if you got somebody that is not pulling their weight over time, you're gonna be like, what the hell? We tend to find value in other people. And as men, for you to find a tribe, you have to be valuable or willing to become a valuable person. You want to play football with these guys? You got to be willing to play the 90 minutes. Got to be willing to sweat and die or improve. And if you cannot, they can understand that. But at least you're putting your all. So a lot of times today, men need to really hold themselves accountable and try to be much more. Don't just sit on your ass and play video games all day and blame the world for why your love life sucks and why you don't have money and it's whose fault. Your daddy didn't love you, your mommy left you before you were born, blah blah blah. You had to pay your way through kindergarten. Nobody cares. The only thing everybody cares is your output in life. What are you outputting? That's the thing that everybody cares about. And if you're not ready for that, then you're not ready to be a man. The world does not care about the tears of men. It's sad, but it is what it is. It's sad. Some people may call it toxic or all of that. It's sad. That's just the world does not owe you understanding. You take ownership of your life and really become what you want to become. And you're gonna face challenges, and you should face challenges. In my book I'm trying to write, one of the chapters is called "May Your Road Be Rough." Amen. Your road should be rough, because rough roads will prepare you for the future. You know, not to be cotton wooled. That there's gonna be bad times, and you're gonna prepare for those bad times. All right. If you've never been broke, you'll never know not to save. If you always just had money, why would you save? But if you've been broke once or twice, you know to save for a rainy day. That's just how our brains work. We react to our understanding of our environment, right? So really, find a tribe. You can find a tribe in the gym. You can go to the park. You can do martial arts. I don't care. You can go to a dance club. Find a tribe of other men that are doing things that you're interested in and become competent. You can go to a meetup group. You can even find people online. And if you can't do that, get therapy. Speak to your family members. Find a mentor. If you didn't grow up with a father, find a man that is showing you something that you like. I'm at my age now. I get a lot of messages from guys saying, I want you to mentor me. Some of them older than me. And I pick and choose my moments, because I gotta be like, hey, are you worth my time? That's not a cocky thing to say. Are you worth my time? If I'm gonna invest my time in you, is it gonna be worth your while? And for the majority of them, I gotta say no. They just wanna have a mentor. They just wanna have somebody to be like, oh yeah, look, it looks like I'm doing something. But some of them are willing to put in the work. I travel all the way to Texas to go see some people I consider like mentors or anything. I go out of my way, spend my own money. Are you willing to do that? Ask yourself, what are you willing to do to get the outcomes? Please, men, for your mental health is very important. Men need other men. The only way you can learn to be a man is by other men that have shown you examples. It may be your father, it may be your uncle. It may be your brother. I didn't have an older brother growing up. I wish I did. But goddamn, am I an example to my younger brothers? I'm making sure they're good. Oh, they got girlfriend issues, we talk about it. In a way that only I can understand. They're not gonna go tell their mom that. Or you got money issues, or how much you need? What you do with the money I gave you the last time? What you need? Or you wanna set up a business? Okay, I got you. Or you need this? I'm empowering my brothers. You understand? Oh, you wanna let graphic design? Hey, here's a gaming machine. I ain't gonna give you no money, go learn. Before you know, my brother is out here selling graphics to people, creating logos and all that. That's what I wanna see. Or you a writer? Okay, cool. I'm gonna buy you a nice mobile phone. I'm not gonna get you a laptop first. I'm gonna buy you a mobile phone, right? Oh, now you're producing artworks? Oh, okay, good. Here's a laptop. That's what I do. And this is not me bragging about my goodwill things. It's because people did it for me. I became a computer engineer, a computer scientist, because somebody bought me a computer. Because they made I don't know. People, when you show value from a young age, people take notice. So men, you need other men, please. Do not try to do it on your own. It's very important for your mental health. That's why we have all these young boys shooting up schools, becoming MGTOWs. There's, them MGTOWs, all these black pill, overly red pill people. You know me, I don't have time for those guys, because they just be talking. What are you doing? Are they angry that this girl doesn't like them? They're angry that their mama didn't leave. They didn't like. No. Take responsibility for your own life. I hope this helps somebody out there, because men, feel free. And if you feel like you want to talk, you want to send me a message, please feel free. Drop me a Twitter. I may not reply you. I don't know. That's why it's very important. If you are going to do that, get to the point, because I get tons of them. If you got my email, send me an email. If you're in my city, we'll talk. I'll take you out to lunch. Very important. I guess, let me round up by saying a story of one boy that I actually mentor. He's a young boy I met at a barbering salon. I was just asking him, hey, what do you want to do with your life? He's talking. He looked like he was autistic a little bit, and it turned out he was, but he didn't tell me at the time. So I gave him my number. One time I took him out to Nando's to go eat. He started telling me about how, his dad, he doesn't like his dad's girlfriend. She's a little bit mean to him. Blah, 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 blah. I don't know if she's mean or he just doesn't get along. And he's a very hench guy, but young boy. You know, now he had to move out. You know, he's autistic. His mother and his father are not really around. Like, they were not together. It's, you know, I could relate to some on some level. And I was like, oh, okay. All right. And this boy just needed somebody to tell him, you can be amazing. And I took him. Could eat. He ate like a half chicken that day. Free food. Told me how he wants to be an actor. He wants to do boxing. When it was time for his boxing match, his first exhibition boxing match, there was nobody. I was the only person that came for him. I remember when they called his name, Ozzy, and everybody was like, yo, I was the only one. His dad wasn't there. His mom wasn't there. He lost the fight. He was very nervous. You know, he didn't get boxed out. He was bigger than the other guy, but he was a young kid. You know, and he started telling me about how, you know, he doesn't have gloves, he doesn't have like boxing shoes, he has to borrow them. One day I told him to meet me at Stratford. And he met me at Stratford. And we went and I took him to the sports director. I was like, oh, you should try these boxing shoes on. And he tried them on. I said, do they fit? Yeah. I said, bring it to him. He was like, oh my God, thank you very much. You know, you're like a god to me. I'm saying, I'm not a god. If I was a bad person, a drug dealer, that's how I would have taken that guy and made him feel at home and then make him do drugs. I'd rather spend that money to make sure that boy did not go that direction. Because I know how close I got to go into that direction. I know. I've lived it. I've seen men that went that direction. And all this boy just needed was another man to tell him, I believe in you. And thank God he hasn't gone down the wrong path. I haven't spoken to him in a while, but last time I checked, he's doing okay. And we just talk every now and then. Men just need to know that somebody's got them because the whole world doesn't care. They just need to know just little motivation. And he's not the only one. And I don't like talking about the things I do in my community or anything like that. But every time I think about that, I just, yeah. How much I spent? 30, 40 pounds. That's what's somebody's happiness or self-worth was tied to. 30, 40 pounds. That's all I needed to spend to make one young boy believe that he didn't have to go through the wrong things. Man, we've really messed up in society. So please, man, help other men. You know, see a man around you, try. You can't save all of them, but you can save one. All right, salute.